ever heard of transferable skills? We need to talk about that today because I don't want you to get this twisted. I absolutely love my job. I love doing these videos for my YouTube channel. I love sharing information with people that may or may not have access to a seminar or weren't taught this stuff in school. But those comments, don't get it twisted. I do love my career, but sometimes they can be ugly. We need to talk about it. Bonjour. Mishko Paganon, Quain Adishnakas Mundo Dem. Hi, everybody. My name is Sandy Boucher. I'm Red Thunderbolt Woman of the Loon Clan, a proud member of Seine River First Nation in Treaty 3 territory in Northern Ontario. And as I mentioned in the opening, today I want to touch on transferable skills because it ties into a comment I received just this morning. So, for those unaware, before I started my own business 15 years ago, completely dedicated and focused on Indigenous Canadian reconciliation, I worked in employment and training for 20 years, helping Indigenous people go back to school, find a new job, or even start their own business. Transferable skills is a phrase we often use because what it means is a transferable skill is a skill you pick up in one area that can be applied in another. I've long said that if you can budget for your household and figure out how much money's coming in and what you need to spend on what and making sure there's money in the bank, you can budget for a small business. If you learn how to sell cosmetics like many of us did as Avon ladies or Mary Kay consultants, selling is selling is selling. And honestly, I believe if you learn how to sell, you will never be out of a job. Customer service is another transferable skill. No matter what the industry, there's going to be someone dealing with the public. They're going to need someone who has good customer service skills. Those are transferable skills. But just because one thing or fact or issue is true doesn't mean it's transferable to another. Not all skills are transferable and not all solutions are transferable. So this one, I put my notifications back on. Sorry about that. So I mentioned a little while ago that I sorted the videos on my YouTube channel to help you locate the information you need. If you're looking for allyship, there's a section of videos that deal with allyship. If there is politics from an Indigenous perspective, there's that list. If it's reconciliation practices in education, there's that list. So this comment, there's also a list on Pretendians and Descendians, which of course my most popular videos are there because everyone loves to talk about Buffy St. Marie. And since I have sorted my videos, more and more people are finding those videos and commenting on them. So even though I shot the video ages ago, I get comments all the time in present day. This morning, the comment was on one of those Buffy St. Marie videos. It was actually a TikTok video I had done that I shared to my YouTube channel talking about how devastating it was to learn that Buffy wasn't real, because as a marginalized Indigenous person, I am old enough to remember looking up to her as a young girl, confused as to how she could be so out there as an Indigenous person and loved and accepted, because that definitely wasn't my reality. It's definitely not what I saw my mom experience every single day. So the TikTok video was actually talking about Buffy St. Marie losing the Governor General's Award when it was rescinded. So the comment was, you might want to sit down for this. Because if you follow my work, if you're not just bopping in for the first time, if you follow my work, this one, you're going to be as shocked as I do. And that's why I love you. I love that you're subscribed. I love that you follow my work. And I love that you post your comments and support me. Because no, this is not an easy career to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Did you sit down? Put down anything you were drinking. You don't want to accidentally spill it. The person, and by the way, you're not going to be able to find this comment because it was a block delete. You want to have a discussion with me, we can book a time. I have to up my self-care game as well, and I gauge whether I'm talking to the wall or not. If I think someone I could reach, absolutely, but on the tone of a comment, I can tell an attack between a question or a comment. The comment or attack was, you condemn her, in brackets, rightfully so. So the person gets kudos for understanding that having an issue with Buffy St. Marie being a Pretendian is valid. So you condemn her, rightfully so, but back men pretending to be women in women's sports. So this person equated Pretendianism to being transgender. Can I be crystal clear here? Because I don't want anyone getting this twisted, which is my phrase for today, obviously. Being trans is not being a Pretendian. Being trans isn't pretending at all. Can we, you got to do some research, because no one would go through what trans people experience just to play in the sport or just to get some attention. If you honestly believe that, you gotta go research the stigma, the discrimination, the out and out attacks, verbally or physically, that trans people experience. You gotta look into the surgeries that they have to go through to become physically who they really are, and which leads into the last one. You gotta research the pain of gender dysphoria. Imagine for a second. Now, I don't know who's listening to this. I don't know if you're transgender. I don't know if you're gender fluid. I don't know if you're male, female, they, him, her. I don't know. But imagine for a second being female. No, I'm going to say male, actually. Imagine being male, knowing in your soul, in your gut, that you're male, knowing that you feel that you're attracted to things that are stereotypically of male interest. You want to express yourself that, but your body doesn't match that. That's gender dysphoria, when the entire world doesn't see who you are, which is why it's so important to support these people becoming who they actually are. This is not for fun. This is not to get a medal. You are rating sports way too high if you think someone's going to go through all of that to get a medal in a volleyball game. No. Hard pass, no. So let's not get it twisted. Pretendians are pretending, and they are doing it for the glory, for the medal, for the funding, for the position, for the fame and fortune, as if being Indigenous brings you fame and fortune. But in the case of Buffy St. Marie, it absolutely did. Transgender are just trying to finally be who they are and have the world see who they are. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, I tend to just block, delete negative comments. I don't give them the time of day, but this one needed clarification. This one I needed to speak out on, because I do, even though the trans people are flipping out all over the place over transgendered people, what is it, 1 or 2% of the population? It's so low. I actually happen to know probably 3 different transgender people, beautiful people. And guess what? Transgender doesn't make you beautiful. Transgender doesn't make you a horrible person. Every group of people has good and bad people. It's just the way it is. And the transgender people I know are pretty flippin' amazing. And good enough, or not good, that was a lousy way to put it, brave enough, strong enough, vulnerable enough to share their story with the people who want to hear. So don't insult transgender people by putting them in the same bucket as pretendians who are just going after what is not theirs. Okay? Totally complete difference. I hope I have made myself clear. Until next week, my friend, I love you. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.